Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have the Legend of the Red Dragon update officially here in Cookie Run Kingdom. In today's video, I'm going to be diving in and testing out my first impressions of the brand new Pitaya Dragon Cookie. Starting things off, Pitaya Dragon is a brand new rarity called Dragon in itself. We've got them at a max level 75. They're a charge unit in place in the front line. If you didn't already know, Pitaya Dragon is its own rarity called Dragon. It's not an ancient cookie. It's not a legendary cookie. It's not a super epic. It's not an epic. It is its own rarity called Dragon. So I'm very curious to see how Dev Sisters take this further in the future. Does it potentially mean we'll get other Dragon cookies coming from Cookie Run Oven Break now in Cookie Run Kingdom? Taking a look at their skill, the Draconic Blade Storm at a 13-second cooldown. Pitaya Dragon Cookie fires off 2 waves of Draconic Blade energy, dealing damage and reducing the amount of healing that the targets will receive. After this, the cookie assumes their dragon form and spews Flaming Breath, dealing damage and reducing the target's attack. And then while Pitaya Dragon Cookie utilizes their skill, they will gain a stack of Pitaya Fury that will enhance the skill upon reaching the maximum stacks. When utilizing the enhanced version of their skill, Pitaya Dragon's Flaming Breath will deal damage and decrease the target's resistance to fire-type damage. In their dragon form, the cookie will gain increased to critical percentage and will remove all debuffs applied to themselves. As a dragon cookie, Pitaya Dragon will receive less damage from other dragon cookies and have their damage resist increased in proportionate to their attack enhanced with toppings. While Pitaya Dragon Cookie utilizes their skill, they will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. So first impressions on the skill, absolutely bonkers. There's a lot of different mechanics going on here, and it looks really strong just purely from the description. We basically have 3 different forms of Pitaya's attack. We've got their basic attack, which will shoot waves out arcs, kind of similar to like Madeline's skill. The second version, which is going to be their standard use of their ultimate, ability, and then the enhanced version of their ultimate. And not only that, on top of it, we also have extra buffs and stuff enhancing not only Pitaya, but also debuffing the enemy team. When it comes to the modifiers, we have Draconic Blade energy damage at 225.9% per hit. The target's healing will be reduced by minus 35% for 15 seconds. The Fire Breath will then deal damage at 110.5% every 0.4 seconds for a total of 2 seconds, and it will ignore 10% of the target's damage resistance. The target's attack will additionally be reduced even more by minus 18.7% for 15 seconds. And then Pitaya's Fury, which is going to be enhancing their skill upon times 2 stacks, will happen. The enhanced Flame Breath will do additional damage up to 195.6% damage every 0.25 seconds for 2 seconds. However, ignoring 40% of the target's damage resistance. Additionally, the enemy will take more fire-type damage by 15% for 15 seconds. The crit percent increase for himself is going to be 10% for 3 seconds, and then the damage resist increase via toppings. This is going to be based, as it says here, on attack. So running attack toppings on him is probably going to be the better way to go, but it basically says every 3% per 1% of increased attack, up to 35% of damage. So yeah, even though Pitaya Dragon is a charge cookie, absolutely going to be a powerhouse, and if you build the right toppings via the right substats, I can absolutely see this cookie dominating in pretty much all types of content in the game besides something like Guild Boss. But things like Cookie Alliance, your World Exploration, probably the new storyline, they're probably going to be needed there as well. On top of that, we've got PvP. I've got at least 1 or 2 PvP teams I'll show in this video that I think that it might absolutely dominate in. Alrighty, so when it comes to the toppings for Pitaya, I honestly think a full Searing Raspberry build might be the way to go as long as you can get these substats. And the reason why I think so is taking a look at their skill. That one mechanic that says damage resist is increased from toppings by 3% for every 1% of increased attack. This can go all the way up to 35% of damage resistance. So essentially, they're already getting a lot of damage resistance increase purely just by stacking up a higher attack percentage. So that's why I think running a full Searing Raspberry build might be the better option overall. I will say, additionally, running a mix set might not be a bad option either. You could probably sacrifice 2 Searing Raspberries and throw in 2 solid almonds. This is probably going to be a more of a safe bet for top tiers in the overall arena. Alrighty guys, so to give you a little bit of solo gameplay here for Pitaya Dragon, I did have to go all the way down to stage 1429 on dark mode, purely due to the sustain. Unfortunately, he does do a mega ton of damage, but he has no healing mechanic, no survivability mechanic besides increasing his damage resistance, which does help him out. But for the most part, the higher stages in episode you go, episode 15, episode 16, especially dark mode, it gets really, really tough. So I would say running him solo is going to be really, really hard, but most of the time for PvE, you're going to be running, you know, him in a team, and you're going to have a healer or some sort of support cookie there that will provide additional, you know, healing for him. So that would be my only complaint about him so far. I think the damage that he provides is ridiculous. Like, it's crazy bonkers. Like I said, he's probably on the same level, in my opinion, as an Ancient Cookie and Legendary Cookie, even though he is a special rarity here for dragons. So again, very, very good. If obviously you should pull on them, you should summon on them, especially just based on this. And here you go. Facing off Dark Choco here. Absolutely a really hard stage for a lot of players on Dark Mode 1429. No problems. Alrighty, so officially diving into some PvP action, probably what majority of people are going to be utilizing Pitaya Dragon for outside of the World Exploration and or Cookie Alliance. As for the team, we have Capsaicin and Hollyberry Cookie in the front, Pitaya Dragon in the center, and then we have Pure Vanilla Cookie and BTS in the back. We've got the Whistle, the Watch, and then also the Old Pilgrim Scroll. And as for the toppings, I'm going to be running a full Searing Raspberry build once again here on Pitaya, purely because we get the damage resistance already from stacking attack percent. Alrighty, so trying our hand here against the Queen of Mana and Maddie team composition that is dominating right now in the Kingdom Arena. One thing I will say about this team, or trying it out, this team was suggested to me via the live stream by a couple of people and viewers that were watching me. But one thing I will say about this team is that it seems to take quite a long time to pop off the overall damage. But I have not had a whole lot of losses, I guess, going up against the current meta teams in the arena, utilizing this team so far. But this is just going to be one example. Going up against Queen of Man and Maddie absolutely destroys it. So if we check out the overall damage, look at this, 3.6 million by Pitaya alone, 2.3 million by Capsaicin, and 2.4 million here by Hollyberry. Keep in mind, all of these are frontline cookies and technically not damage dealers. You have Pure Vanilla Cookie and BTS here to just keep everybody alive. Alrighty, so now diving into a match against the Moonlight and Stardust Capsaicin comp. Again, another really strong team here in the overall cookie arena. Alrighty, so as you can see, no problemo. The damage overall, once again, Pitaya Dragon coming in first for the most amount of damage on the team. Then we obviously have Capsaicin and Hollyberry. Again, these are the only 3 damage dealers that we even have. The other 2 do no damage. Alrighty, so diving into another variation of the Moonlight and Stardust team we see right now in the Kingdom Arena. This team obviously is going to be swapping out Capsaicin instead, though, for a basically maxed out Madeline Cookie here. This is going to be a 5-star Ascended Madeline, and I also believe they have a level 30 Candy as well. So again, we're going to see exactly how good we do up against this team. One thing I'm worried about is the amount of damage output, because we are purely designed as a heavy frontline tanky team. So we can take a lot of damage and survive, but I just want to make sure that we can do enough damage to hopefully kill off their DPS cookies. So looks like their Stardust is still hanging on, man, but barely, dude. Can we kill off their Stardust? I feel like if we kill off their Stardust, then it's GG. Ooh, Pitaya's dead as well. That's not good. Hollyberry. Ooh, Hollyberry for the win. 13 seconds. Can we kill Madeline in 13 seconds, bro? Ooh, 7 seconds left. No shot, dude. Okay, we did get the win. We did get the win. Look at this damage, man. That is ridiculous. 5.3 million, 4.8 million, 6.3 million for Hollyberry, actually taking first place here. Look at the enemy team, dude. Look at this Madeline. Maxed out Ascended Madeline, dude. 9.6 million damage. That is just bonkers. Alrighty, so that concludes our testing for our first impressions for Pitaya Dragon. Now, got a couple of things I want to mention. One, when it comes to PvE content, AoE damage and damage output is insanely good. Really strong. I would honestly say they're on par with Moonlight and Stardust and Sherbert when it comes to just sheer AoE damage. One really cool thing is they're a charge unit, so you're basically getting that amount of damage as a frontline cookie as well, so you can stack them up when it comes to world exploration with other AoE damage dealers like Moonlight and Stardust, for instance, to make a really, really strong AoE team. When it comes to boss stages, I don't think that they're really, significant or, really, really strong against bosses, so I definitely don't think that I would consider them there for that specific role, including the guild boss system. However, though, when it does come to PvP, I can honestly tell you right now that brand new rarity called Dragon, really, really strong damage dealer, they're going to be meta this Kingdom Arena season. There's no doubt about it. Now, the only unfortunate part, free-to-play players, you're going to have to wait until you either get super lucky in the gacha system or you can get enough to get a pity summon on the banner to get yourself a Pitaya Dragon. Unfortunately, the whales will be dominating with Pitaya, including myself, right now, starting today until the end of the season. So hopefully you can get lucky, get a couple of wins here and there. If you don't have Pitaya, get whatever rank you can achieve for this season. But outside of that, though, guys, this is my first impressions. Obviously, more testing will be done, and I'll be pumping out a ton more videos, going more in depth when it comes to better toppings, better teams, etc. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. Also, I want to remind you guys, if you are new to Cookie Run Kingdom, maybe you're looking for a cool place to hang out, maybe you need some additional help. Either way, I do have a Discord. You will always find that link provided down below in the description. With that being said, though, guys, as always, I'll see you on the next one.